What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Run My Crypto. Hopefully you guys are doing well. We are at the middle of the week and we're going to be talking about some great information that could essentially change the way that you look at cryptocurrency when it comes to investing in your portfolio. So we're going to touch on all these key points that make your investment do what it's supposed to do. So make sure you guys watch all the way through the end. Understand, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just some education behind my journey that I've taken so far in cryptocurrency, and I'm willing to give you guys this information because if I would have got it back then, I'd probably be way more ahead than I am now. So I'm giving it to you guys by the kindness of my heart. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Guys, watch all the way through, okay? So let's get into it. We're going to first talk about diversifying your portfolio. But before I jump into that, we're going to talk about narrative. So let's get into it. So when it comes to cryptocurrency investing, and actually when it comes to any type of investing, how do you understand, what project you're going to get into or what type of investment should you buy? When you look at it, I mean, it's really, it's like a needle in a haystack, right, in your mind. But when you really start to understand how to break things down and how to really dig into getting into an investment, you'll start to realize that, you just got to read the story and understand what is ahead. So let's talk about narratives behind cryptocurrency. So when it really comes to understanding the narratives behind cryptocurrency, we have to understand the narrative behind cryptocurrency itself. So what I mean by that is that, cryptocurrency, before it even came out, there was a narrative behind it. And truly the narrative behind cryptocurrency is Web3 decentralization. And that's what we're ultimately trying to accomplish with cryptocurrency. So when you start to look at this and put it into perspective versus, projects that you're investing in when it comes to crypto, that's the whole narrative behind cryptocurrency is Web3, decentralization, digital assets, blockchain technology, and, that's it. So what you want to do when it comes to investing is, match that criteria behind narratives of cryptocurrency projects. So that's why, generally when I put videos out, my narrative runs along the lines of the official narrative of cryptocurrency, Web3 decentralization. That is the main focus. Now, when you put it into perspective, the projects that are out there are really in tune with different areas of Web3 decentralization because, that you want to have finance in it. You want to have, the best blockchain technology. You want to find, blockchain that runs 100% on chain. You want to have data democracy. You want to have gaming, because when you compare all this to, our centralized web services, we have the best of Amazon, where we no longer have to go to the store to order anything. We just go jump on online and, browse through Amazon and order whatever we need. And they took it as far as even, you don't even have to go to the grocery store anymore. You could just order groceries online. So that is, essentially where our current Web 2 is, but, Web 3 taking it on a decentralized manner where, the main focus is to stop making big companies rich, taking all of our data and all of our information, and stop, banking from, killing us with fees, basically charging us to take our own money that we built. So if we look at the banking system, right? If we look at the banking system, essentially, you go to work, you put in your 40 hours and, in order to transact that check that your company pays you, either you have to go physically take that check in and transact it through a bank account or whatever, or cash it, whatever you have to do to get that. So now you're being charged from an institution to basically give you what's rightfully yours. Even when it comes to direct deposit, you have to, if you don't put a specific amount of money into the bank, what they're going to do is they're going to charge you monthly to be able to have your money sit in a bank. Then if you go to an ATM, they charge you like $350, $450. And if you're in the United States and you go to an ATM that is at a very popular place such as Disneyland, a casino, an ATM in a big area where there's a lot of people, then your ATM fees go up to about $10 or so. It gets crazy. If you're in Las Vegas trying to pull out some money out of an ATM, you got $5 to $10 fees. It's just ridiculous for banks to be able to have the ability to charge you some money just for getting your own money. It's crazy. So It's like this. The way I look at it, when Web3 decentralization is in full effect, I believe that a lot of the rights that we have lost, when it comes to finance, when it comes to our own personal data or personal information, that's all going to change, because now nobody on the other side is going to have that access to make money off of our data, to make money off of what we look at on Web 2 and we find interest in, and they sell that because they know it's a good marketing strategy to be able to see what's trending on our minds, and so on and so forth. So that's the beauty of going from Web 2 to Web 3 decentralization. So now we could really get into the beauty of the narratives behind cryptocurrency. So one of the main things that I really take into consideration when I look at crypto narratives, and based on what I feel is going to be very successful in 2024, is absolutely projects that are geared towards Web3 decentralization. So when we look at narratives behind Web3 decentralizations that are tied to projects, I think of projects like Ethereum, Solana, Internet Computer, you have Flux, and then there's a few others. So here's the deal. When you really look at these, and let's take, for example, I look at I try to compare Ethereum, Solana, Flux, and Internet Computer. Well, obviously for my standpoint, the one that really stands out is Internet Computer Protocol, because the thing is that they're built 100% on chain. So that means everything is just consistently 100% of the time rocking and rolling. Now, you look at Flux and Solana and Ethereum. Obviously, Ethereum has a powerhouse of layer 2 projects that are huge. Now, I'm talking that Ethereum is basically a blanket that has powerhouse layer 2s built inside of it. So when it comes to that aspect of it, Ethereum's been around for quite some time. They've made many huge strides, but they've been challenged. They're not 100% on chain. And then projects like Solana, their transactions are fast, so you get it, you get the gist of it. You have Ethereum, and then Solana came in and shut down Ethereum as far as performance goes with the high-speed transactions. And there's always something that really sets projects back. If you look at Ethereum, they were on a proof of work system, and they could not create a deflationary token unless they went into a proof of staking. Solana, powerhouse project, fast speeds, very cheap, but they have security issues. Flux is actually a really good competitor when it comes to Flux against Internet Computer, but all in all, Internet Computer is basically what Web3 decentralized is, because they're on chain 100%. They basically checked all the boxes when it comes to Ethereum. They checked all the boxes when it comes to Solana, and they won up all three of those projects by being 100% on chain, by having the chain key technology, and being able to start dumping other cryptocurrencies into the Internet Computer ecosystem. Like the chain is crazy. So I think when it comes to wanting to invest in these projects, there's 4 I threw out there. In my mind, I wouldn't discredit Solana, and I wouldn't discredit Flux, because these are really great projects. And honestly, building a really big portfolio, I would have these 4 projects in there. Internet Computer, I'd have Flux, I'd have Solana, and I'd have Ethereum, because when it comes to that narrative, those are really the top 4 performing Web3 decentralized projects that I think would be very, very successful, not only in this coming bull run, but decades down the road, because that's it. That's the narrative behind Web3 decentralization. So the next narrative that I would look at would be software, right? So I want to look at what type of software is being able to be compatible with Web3 decentralization. So if you guys are following me, I'm basically building my portfolio based on utility usage of cryptocurrency, and that is important because without utility, there is no use case for cryptocurrency. So I'm not against meme coins. I'm just not really, it's not my cup of tea, because it's so hit and miss, but there are some good meme coins out there. But we're going to talk about the software side of cryptocurrency as a narrative. So what I'm looking at when I'm thinking of software cryptocurrency projects, I'm thinking of Mina Protocol, Celestia that just came out that is doing major moves. I think they're finally in their consolidation phase after pump after pump after pump, and they come off of the Cosmo SDK. They use that in their project. Also, so I said Mina Protocol. We got Celestia, and even Immutable X when it comes to some type of software for cryptocurrency. These are going to be very impactful because you have your Web3 narrative. Now you have software that's going to be able to be applied to Veracity. Sorry, I forgot to mention Veracity. These projects are going to be essential key role for scaling out Web3 decentralization. So now I'm looking at these projects. I would put these in my portfolio because they're going to be important when it comes to adapting and scaling Web3. And again, that's Mina Protocol, Celestia, Veracity, and Immutable X. So if you continue following, we're going to jump into the next narrative. Artificial intelligence, AI, probably going to be the biggest narrative in the next decade for cryptocurrency. Why? Because what AI is doing to be able to scale out software, scale out production, scale out use case for cryptocurrencies, this is going to be a hot one. This is where I would literally go in and spend most of my time to break down and identify which AI project is going to be the most valuable for cryptocurrency Web3 space, because I'm telling you, the way that AI is able to integrate within cryptocurrency is basically taking it and putting it on autopilot. So it's autopilot for developers that are building on, cryptocurrency projects. Basically it's built to do what, humans are normally doing. So when it comes to software, it could actually go in, break down software, organize, file it, response. There's all kinds of different actions that AI does in general for anything. So this is going to be extremely huge for cryptocurrency. So I would put, 4 to 5, honestly, projects of AI in my portfolio. So if I looked at it, I don't want to go too crazy, but, I'm looking at basically 3 sets of narratives and, 4 investments on Web3 decentralization, 4 on, software, and then obviously 4 on AI to be able to, make sure that I'm 100% covered when it comes to building a solid cryptocurrency portfolio. So, the way I kind of move, my mind works when it comes to looking at AI projects. I start with something like Render, who's partnered up with Solana. And, you talk about rendering and, different actions behind arts and marketing, etc. There's a lot behind it when it goes into Render. And then, also you have another project like Veracity. Again, there's some tied artificial intelligence in there. So we have Solidus AI Tech. That's a new project that just came out. I'll actually have a video coming out of that one this week. I'm going to dive deep into it, and it's really interesting the way that they are putting themselves in the AI sector and what they're doing and building basically powerhouse centers for software to be able to service not only cryptocurrency, but service big companies that are interested in utilizing AI, which a lot of them are. It's crazy. So also, when it comes to data, I would throw, Jasmy in there, maybe Filecoin, something like that to basically cover the data side of it, because data is extremely important when it comes to Web3 decentralization. It's essentially, protecting our data, and that's really key. That's one of the reasons why we're trying to move away from, obviously, the Web 2, where, we go and order some stuff on Amazon, and every big business that sells product, they take that information, they take our information, and put it out there. And then, another narrative is gaming, because gaming is probably one of the biggest catalyst when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you have the generations that love to play video games, and it's not just one section of generations. You have a lot of older gentlemen or ladies that love to play games, and it trickles down generation after generation. So there's no discrimination when it comes to gaming. So there's a lot of gaming people of interest, because it's not video games only when it comes to gaming. You're talking about casino gaming. Like, there are so many people that love to go to the casino, but unfortunately not everybody has a casino in their area. So what better narrative to have than online gambling for the adults that are responsible, that gamble responsible. And this narrative is going to be huge as well. So gaming, so let's just recap essentially what I've been sharing with you guys. So essentially what I was trying to get across to you guys is, when you invest in cryptocurrency, you actually have to look at it as like your own system, right? So you put into practice your system. So my system looks like, like I said, most of my investment is going to go into Web3 decentralization with a little bit of data democracy in it. That's going to be my biggest portion of it, because I believe that's what's going to be able to surpass time ultimately behind cryptocurrency. Then I would go into what type of softwares and AI into my second portion of my investment when it comes to cryptocurrency. And then third would be AI integration. I would do finance, any type of finance, because finance is tricky, right? So my main go-to for finance is XRP, because I believe that they fought hard enough to be able to control or to have a lot of control over, or maybe not even control, maybe just the most voiced opinion when it comes to finance inside of cryptocurrency. XRP is 100% probably the best to get into. And then on that very little island, the little island piece of my ecosystem would be something like meme coins and ICOs that I would get into, basically to basically close that gap beyond spreading out into the ecosystem of cryptocurrency. So that's what I was trying to get across. These narratives are going to be areas of interest to invest in, and you need to put your mind into that state of how to invest into these. So if you guys would want any more further information of that, check the link in the description. You could jump into the 10X squad, and that's where I could go in depth of setting up one of these systems where you could personally put your portfolio in a better position, so you're not just picking and choosing projects based on what they you hear or whatever the case is. You have to invest in understanding that there's a powerhouse between the narratives that you're getting into, understanding that these specific projects are going to retain that narrative money from not only retail investors, from big institutional investors, because they see it the same way. They need to see the value of the investment. So check out the link in the description, the 10X squad right here. There's a limited time price to get in, guys. I'm going to keep running this until the spots fill out, and they are filling, guys. So stay in tune. If you have any questions, you can hit me right here in the comments, or we could go one-on-one for just 4 cups of coffee a month. $20 a month, 4 cups of coffee, and you could basically put yourself in a position to make more than what you really anticipated in making in this up and coming bull run in 2024 into 2025, guys. So if you guys are ready to really change what you're doing, jump into the 10X squad. We could go one-on-one, and plus there's much more information in there that's very valuable for you to be able to kick off 2024 in a great way, and make sure that in this December you're celebrating because you made the decision to invest in yourself, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe button, guys. Hit that bell notification so you can stay up to date with the videos from Run My Crypto, guys. Thank you guys. Take care, be blessed, and remember, do not invest more than you could afford.